DIY anal gland care at home? Whether it's well advised or not, the first thing that you'll need is a partner. There's two ways to do this. External means that you put your thumb and your middle finger at the 4 and 8 o'clock position, just on the side of the anus. You'll feel a structure there. It feels kind of like a grate. Put gentle, steady pressure, slowly bringing your thumb and your middle finger together, and you should feel the gland get smaller as the material exits. You're gonna smell it too, so you'll know it's working. The other approach is the internal approach. This involves a gloved finger and lubrication. Insert our first finger into the anus, just inside the wall, with your thumb on the outside of the anus at the 4 and 8 o'clock position. You'll feel that grate. Apply gentle, steady pressure. You may have to switch hands for each side. There are a few precautions to keep in mind. Sometimes glands can become impacted. Sometimes glands can become infected. There could be an abscess. They can rarely have a tumor. If you have any question about how it feels, take your pet to the vet. Do not express your cat's anal glands at home. Just take them to the vet. And oftentimes it's not uncommon to have one cat who's really overweight and one cat who's skinny. And that can pose a challenge for cat owners because they want to get the weight off of their heavy cat, but they're concerned about their cat that's already on the thinner side. We can try to create an opening that only the skinny cat can fit through. Another strategy that we can use is a microchip activated feeder. As the cat passes through a little scanner, it recognizes that this cat is associated with this feeder, and a cover opens and allows only that cat access to the food. And when they walk away, the cover closes. Here's something every dog owner should know. There could be a dog killer hidden in your home. Xylitol is fatal to dogs. It can have two effects. One is that it can make the blood sugar drop to dangerously low levels. The other is it can cause liver damage, which can range from something mild all the way to liver failure. Xylitol is found in various over-the-counter medications, sugar-free desserts, toothpaste, sugar-free gum. Of those, sugar-free gum is far and away the most common source of exposure. Xylitol is also known as birch sugar, wood sugar, and birch bark extract. If you think your pet may have ingested xylitol, treat that as a medical emergency. Bring the packaging with you. And remember, always read your labels. And the biggest red flag that you can look for when evaluating a pet food is the statement, appropriate for all life stages. If it says appropriate for all life stages, that's not a food to reach for. When you really think it through, it doesn't make sense. The growing puppy is going through a rapid phase of growth. They need a lot of fat, protein, and calories to sustain that. The calcium and phosphorus ratio is adjusted for that rate of growth versus the senior or geriatric animal. Their bones are not growing. Their calcium and phosphorus adjustment is going to be different. They don't need that massive number of calories. In fact, oftentimes they're trying to avoid weight gain, and feeding a high calorie food is going to make them gain weight, and the fat and protein content is going to be adjusted as well. Today we're talking about the top 5 myths about fleas. I would know if my pet had fleas because I would be getting bit. You are not the flea's primary host. Fleas, if they are desperate, will bite a human. Myth number 2, I would know if my pet had fleas because I would be able to see them. In some cases, you can find fleas on your pet. Animals that are allergic to flea bites just need 1 or 2 bites, and that is enough to set off a big allergic reaction. Number 3, it's winter, so there can't be any fleas. You could have had fleas earlier in the season when it was warm outside, and now you've got the cocoon stage of the flea. It will wait until all of the conditions are just right before it hatches out and jumps on your pet. Number 4, my pet is indoors only, so I couldn't have fleas. We can carry fleas in on our socks and shoes in order to reach their perfect host. Number 5, I feed my pet garlic, therefore it can't have fleas. In high doses, garlic is toxic to pets, and there are no in vivo studies that prove the garlic is effective at preventing fleas. How to give your dog a medicated bath. I know that for all of us, we hear this and we're visualizing our wet, soapy dog. I have a streamlined approach, and it's gonna get you through the process a lot easier. Step 1, cotton balls in your pet's ears before you begin. Step 2 is to use lukewarm water. We need to test the water temperature first before we put it on our pet and make sure it's lukewarm. Step 3 is to make sure that you've wet that fur all the way down to the skin. Apply our shampoo to the problem area first. So whether that be the paws, the armpits, wherever it is, apply your shampoo there first, and then progress to washing the rest of your dog. When we rinse, we're going to take the opposite order. We're going to start at the non-problem area, and we're going to work our way down to the problem area last. We do see dogs come in where the shampoo was not rinsed all the way out of the coat, and they'll end up with a rash. If for whatever reason a bath is not going to be a good option, reach out to your veterinarian.